Hey guys, welcome to Real Deal Wealth. Today we're talking about the difference between something that's under contract, pending, and contingent. Let's get into it. So welcome friends. Today, I've often had people talk to me and they're saying, hey, so David, what's the difference from a lender's perspective? What's the difference between a home that's under contract and pending? And I'll give my explanation, but I thought, there's probably not just a few of my clients, but there's probably so many other people out here who have an interest in wanting to know, now, what really is the difference between a home that's under contract versus pending versus contingent? And so I thought, why don't we reach out to the experts and have Steve, if you could explain to us, what's the difference there and why does it matter when you're trying to purchase a home?
Yeah, good question on that. Again, it's actually a fairly common question that I get even as a real estate agent. What's the difference between under contract and pending? So here's the difference between the two. So under contract means once you have a contract between the buyer and the seller where there's been that mutual executed agreement between the two parties, you are now under contract. That is what that's all about. Now that you've not reached a lot of the kind of the milestones that need to be done to get to the pending point. Under contract usually comes before the pending part. Pending sale means that, okay, we have satisfied the basic needs to be able to now go, we're now pending sale. We've gone through the inspection, we've gone possibly through the appraisal, everything is looking good, and now we are pending sale on this house. That's kind of the difference between the two. But no matter what, you're still under contract. You cannot put an offer on a house unless it's a backup offer. Once it's under contract, it's under contract. It's a done deal. There is an agreement, a binding agreement between the buyer and seller at that point. So whether it's under contract or pending, just so you know, it is a contract that's tying the two together. Contingency. A contingency is usually it's really something that's kind of holding up this house sale. Most times, contract is contingent upon this other house selling. So if I'm going to go get another house, I'm buying a house, I've got to make sure that my other house is going to sell first. So it's contingent upon my other house selling. So make sure that when you go in to buying a house, or even as a seller, make sure you know what that really means. There's a lot that goes into selling the other house. If that house doesn't sell, if it's priced too high, the former house, that whole deal could fall apart. So that's contingent, and which is a lot of times why people don't like contingent offers, but it's still necessary. I've got to sell my house before I can get into the next house. So that's kind of the difference between the under contract, pending, and contingent. Hopefully that makes sense.
I like to tell my clients that it's like the two parties have gotten engaged. Now, they're not actually married until they sit down at that closing table. There are still some bids, there are still some offers, there are still some contracts that fall through. So until those parties are married, there is opportunity for another buyer to come in. So here's what I always recommend. A lot of people will be looking at Zillow for house opportunities and those kind of things. Your real estate agent actually has a really incredible tool with the local MLS. Let them use that tool and they get notifications that a house may have fallen out of contract before places like Zillow or Redfin or those other places. So again, make sure you're using an agent that has access to those kind of tools. If you're here in Colorado, Steve and I can totally help you out. And again, we're here and available if you guys have any kind of real estate questions.
As always, understand it. Understand the terms of your contract. I think a lot of times people don't understand what it's all about. Do find a good real estate agent, but make sure that you still understand the contract. Understand what that means if the house is contingent before you ever sign on the dotted line. So again, like you said, it's kind of like an engagement. So it's something more than just it's more than just kind of saying something. This is a contract. So make sure you take that very seriously before you sign.
Scott, Steve, great explanations. Thank you so much. If you guys have more interest, please reach out to us. We're going to have some descriptions of those things listed in the comment section below. And as always, if you found this helpful, please hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to get more videos like this, please push that subscribe button, and we'll have more videos coming out on a regular basis about this, as well as other side hustles and ways you can truly increase your wealth dealing with real estate and other areas. So thanks so much, guys.